Welcome to That's Good for Footy.
That's good for footy. This is what you pray for. Every night and every day for. You give it all, and you get more. That's good for footy. That's good for footy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. How are you? Nice to see you all. Welcome along to the Werribee. Welcome along to the Italian Sports Club in Werribee. Welcome along to That's Good Footy. I was just having a chat with the boys out there, and they're excited to come and meet you all. Okay, so you make them feel welcome when they come out here. My name's Damien. You can call me Damo. Most people do. Let's get stuck into the show. Okay, as I like to say, welcome to That's Good Footy. This is a family-friendly, live and interactive footy panel show. This is where the fans meet the players and the players meet the fans. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get stuck into this one. Let's have a good time. All right. It is our Richmond show. It is May the 7th of 2025. Please welcome to the show. He is our first panellist. He was born on the 28th of January in 1998. He's played a total of 160 games and he's kicked 77 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2017. When he plays for the Richmond Football Club, he wears the number 14 on his back. Could you please welcome to the show, Mr. Tim Taranto.
We're from Tigerland, a fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and skin. If we're behind then never mind, we'll fight and win, for we're from Tigerland. We never weaken till the final siren's gone. Like the tiger of old, we're strong and we're bold, for we're from Tiger. Yellow and black, we're from Tiger.
Small in nature, but they're parochial. Don't worry, they're very excited. I just don't know how intimidating it's going to be, you doing a whole show looking at yourself down there.
Yeah, that's pretty uncomfortable, but I have to get on with it.
I was going, wow, that's going to really distract me, girls. I don't know about that one. But thank you very much for welcoming to the show. We're going to have some fun with him tonight, all right? Make sure you do. Let's get our second panellist out here, though. He was born on the 6th of February in 1997. He's played a total of 150 games. Yes, we'll appreciate that when he comes out here. He's kicked a total of 53 goals. He made his AFL debut back in 2016. When he plays for the Richmond Football Club, he wears a number 2 on his back. Could you please welcome to the stage, Jacob Hopper.
Oh, we're from Tigerland, a fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and skin. If we're behind then never mind, we'll fight and win, for we're from Tigerland. We never weaken till the final siren's gone. Like the tiger of old, we're strong and we're bold, for we're from Tiger. Yellow and black, we're from Tigerland.
Thanks to both of you for putting up with me letting that song play out. If I don't let it get to yellow and black, stuff gets starting thrown up on the stage. It just gets embarrassing. You've got to put chicken wire up. It's like you just got to let it go. Let nature take its course. So thank you very much, both of you, for being here, and also for that nice little applause to make you feel warm and comfortable. All right.
Thanks for having us.
So, boys, what I want to do, I want to just ask you a little bit about what's been going on, where you're at, and what's going to be going on with the future. So let's just start with this. Here we are. It's round 8 in May. We're coming up to round 9, I know. But can you believe that we're 1/3 of the way through season 2025 already? Tigers have had wins against the Suns and the Blues. But what I want to know is which one of those 2 games meant the most win after the siren?
Ooh, I mean, they were both pretty good. Both kind of unexpected too.
Yeah.
But to beat Carlton after being down by 40 points, I think it was.
Yes.
At half time or around there.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was pretty special. In front of, there was, I think, 88 or something thousand. So, yeah, that was awesome.
So that's a nice feeling. But now I'll refer over to you, Jacob. What's it like going up and then beating Dimmer's side?
Yeah, I know I think they were both. I don't know if I could compare. Like, we hate the Blues, but I think we also hate Dimmer now too a bit. So, it was a good win. They were obviously undefeated, so it was nice, and we sort of keep on the Dimmer hate of Marvel, which is good as well.
Yeah, he doesn't like travelling there, does he?
Hates it,
yeah. Well, that's good to get that one through. It's been a tough season, but I presume the messaging has been get the fundamentals right, stick to the structures, implement the game plan, win contested football and get your outside run going with a chain of handballs, focus on your run and carry with effective ball use, although whilst trying to be consistent with cohesion and continuity. You are still blooding in a new group of AFL draftees. Tell me, has that been the messaging?
Pretty spot on, I reckon. I think, wins are great and we want to win every week, but I think the most important thing is getting a good brand, a brand that's going to hold us in good stead for the next 5-10 years, and that these kids can really buy into and own, and that's going to propel us up the ladder as soon as possible. So I think... we're going to keep working and we're going to get better as the year goes on, and I think we'll get a few more wins, but the main thing is getting our brand right and getting all the fundamentals down pat, so holds us in good stead.
So everything that I just really outlined then, Jacob, that wasn't me trying to be facetious or trying to be funny for any particular reason, but that's something that you would want to see implemented in your game style. Everything that I just outlined. You tell me, how are you experiencing that at the Richmond Football Club right now?
Yeah, I think you just sounded like Ooze for a second there. I think you were sort of nailing it all. I think it's also just playing to our strengths, just working out exactly what this new group is and what each sort of individual player can do in terms of what role they can play for us. And we're getting to see a lot of them, which is super exciting. And I think we'll get to see more. So then it's just how can they fit in with how we want to go about it. Obviously, we feel like we're a pretty quick and smaller forward line at the minute, so how can we play to that and make sure we're maximising everyone down there and trying to probably kick a few more goals than what we are at the minute. How can we get it inside 50 a few more times and give them more opportunities, and how can we sort of keep it down there as well and apply as much pressure as we possibly can. So they're probably, along with everything that you've said, and then, ultimately put ourselves in position to win games of footy.
Yeah, very nice. I thought you were competitive against both the Lions and the D's, but what's your assessment been of season 2025 thus far? I'll start with you, Tim.
4 quarters of competitive footy is a goal every week. I think we've probably done that 4 times this year. I think the other few games we might have been competitive for 3 quarters. Maybe a half against Freo too, which wasn't great. But it's just that jump between 3 good quarters and 4 good quarters. That's what the good teams do. They're able to play 4 good quarters, and we're just still trying to find that consistency and just that mental discipline to be able to hold on for 120 minutes. So that's what we're working a lot on at the moment, is that mental side of the game, staying focused and nailing your role for 120 minutes.
Is a lot of that based off consistency and continuity, or is it also cohesion, and is it also everyone playing their roles to the best of their ability?
Yeah, probably all those things. That takes time to develop that mental grit and resilience to be able to do that when things don't go your way. You can have a bad moment or a bad quarter, and maybe a young kid might, go off their game for a minute, but you can't afford that at AFL. And if you want to be a good team, you've got to let those things slip and get back focused as quick as possible. So we're doing a lot of work on that. Yeah,
well said. Congratulations, Jacob, on your 150th, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well done. You had a good game personally with, 28 disposals and 5 clearances. Tim, you as well, obviously in Richmond's best, with 26 disposals and 4 clearances. How did you both find, or not just find that game, but how are you finding both of you playing in 2025? Are you where you want to be? And other things that I know obviously you'd like to improve, but what sort of things do you see yourself improving in?
I think the mental side, what Timmy sort of touched on just then, the mental side of the game is huge. And now as sort of older players in position of leadership as well, it's how can we not only make sure our game's in check, but how can we help facilitate growth and development, and how can we help accelerate guys like Sammy Layla and Jonty and a few of these other young guys, even like guys at Seth and Mance, like they're still sort of young guys. And just there'll be more that come in. Smill will get a chance at some stage. Even Kano's playing some really good footy in the VFL. So how can we just continue to help in any which way we can? And everyone will do that differently. Yeah. But yeah, that's probably where Tim and I are at as well.
Right, good. A few boys will be a little bit lighter in the pocket after Sunday's game, after flying the flag. I speak only of Tim Taranto. It was a hard-fought game. I mean, Hawthorn had a lot in their favour. They're coming out 100 years. You both first games that you played, 1925, 2025, 100 years of football. You can talk about that ad nauseum, but Hawthorn, all their champions were there. They unfurled all their... it was a Hawthorn day. You guys had to come out and play against everything that was going on for them for all the day, but you also, I thought, played a good brand of football. How did you find the day stacked up for you?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the scoreboard and you go, oh, that's not very good.
Yeah.
I think we lost by 10 goals. So, I mean, no one was pleased with it. But I think, as Uz has always been saying, I think the effort's there and the intent's there to play well. But the execution just wasn't there. Going forward, I think we just wasted a lot of opportunities. We missed a few goals, probably rushed a few decisions going inside 50, which cost us. So we felt like the game should have been closer because we did have really good patches.
Yep.
But them being the team they are, they're obviously a few years ahead of us in their development. They're able to capitalise and put scoreboard pressure on, and we just weren't able to do that. So, I mean, it's disappointing to go down by 10 goals, but yeah, as you said, it probably didn't feel as bad as it looked.
And that's the only reason I bring up that question, because we talk about fundamentals and we talk about the cohesion and we talk about continuity. A lot of that's lacking at the moment, but that will come as time goes on. What excites you about the rest of the season? What would you personally like to see come from it? Well, let's talk about win-loss, maybe that, and then talk about development. That'd be the two key performance indicators.
Yeah, well, I think the goal is to win games of footy.
Yeah.
If I could sit here and say we'd win every game for the rest of the year, then that would be unreal. But we don't know. I think the goal is just to put ourselves in positions to win games of footy. I think we're in the position to have really good weeks in between games, to train really hard. There's a lot of young boys who are just fresh as it seems after every game.
Yeah.
Tim looks a bit worse for wear than a few of them now, and myself included. But I think it's a pretty unique opportunity to be able to really train really hard throughout the week, and to get really good weeks in place, and then see how that holds up on a weekend. So yeah, I think just to try and just get as consistently and as close to how we want to play each week, and I think to have some fun. I'm having a lot of enjoyment in this year, getting to celebrate a lot of things, whether that's boys' first games, boys' first goals.
Cool.
I think we're in a position to do a lot of those things. So footy, whilst we haven't got the results each week, it's been quite enjoyable, and I'm loving being a Tiger.
Jesus, that's really important. Thank you, because even when you talk about the sides that are up in the top four, they also we love and enjoy our football. I want to go out on the paddock every week and just be able to smile and enjoy our football, and so. That's nice to hear, and when you're winning, it's even better. But when you're not, the small things are really important as well. So to find that as an answer is it's a positive outcome. That thought process, can you just elaborate a little bit further on that, with how you're celebrating all those little small wins with players that are kicking their first goal, having their first game? Go into that.
Yeah, I mean, as Jacob said, we're a bit older now, and leadership's been really important. So just seeing growth from the other guys is what I'm finding really rewarding. And it's another side of the game that 3 or 4 years ago I would never have thought about or experienced. It was more about me. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to win games. Obviously, still want to win games, but now I get to watch Sammy or Josh Smiley or Kane McAuliffe play well. and then I feel a buzz from that. So
that's brilliant.
For me, it's opened up a whole nother kind of world of what's enjoyable and rewarding in footy, and that'll continue to be the case for as long as I'm here. So
That's brilliant.
it's good.
I really enjoy that. Thank you, boys. Your biggest influences and supporters, no doubt, have been your family, friends, and and your partners and coaches. Is there anyone else though who supports you behind the scenes that you feel maybe should get a little bit of a shout out? Is there somebody that supports you in a way that is not just your physical appearance on the field? Anyone, performance coaches, maybe, do you go and do yoga? Do you head off and do ballet? Is there something that you get involved in that we wouldn't be familiar with?
Tim does a bit of tap dancing. No, I think there's, obviously the main ones are probably, friends, family, my dog, Liv, probably should have said Liv first, my partner.
Yes.
Good. Obviously the fan, like all you guys are unbelievable each week. You come out in absolute numbers and we love it.
Better than Melbourne.
Yeah, of course. But I think there's some I don't know, we're such a great club and we've got so many great people in the building. Our coaches, I think, are the best. But even from admin all the way through to our sort of property, Johnny and our property staff is just unbelievable. Even Shaki, our head physio, who's been at the club for, I don't even know now, but it's a long, long time. He's also just one of the best people that I've ever come across and one of the sort of better physios that I've come across. So to have access to all these people is incredible and why we're such a great club. So I'd say, literally, I don't reckon there's a bad person in the club and they're all good at their jobs.
That's brilliant. Thank you. That's all I wanted to get. What advice would you offer to a young boy or girl regarding the challenges of playing football at the elite level, and what are the most effective strategies for coping with a loss?
I mean, it's tough losing, but it's part of the game. It's part of sport, really, isn't it? So, I mean, for us, we try and kind of detach from results and we try and focus more on the process. So if you focus on the process and the process of things that you can control, and if you only focus on that and you nail that, then you walk off the field knowing you've done absolutely everything you can. So that's kind of a win, even if it doesn't show in the win-loss column.
Yep.
If every player does that over and over and again, you're going to start winning games of footy. So I guess that's the focus, and it's hard to do because you want to look at the scoreboard, you want to win, you want to do this and that, but that just pulls your attention away from what's important now. So trying to keep focused in the moment's a huge thing.
Well done. Love it. Good answer. We see the coverage of you guys arriving for the game and preparing, but what is your individual preparation? It's an hour before the game. What's your routine?
I'd like to not have anything set in stone because each week's so different.
Okay.
I like to sort of, I don't know, a pre-game I enjoy getting the water in some capacity. Okay. It's getting colder and colder though, so maybe wait till I get to the club and get in the spa. But no, I enjoy the water and we've also got the steam and sauna that I like to do pre-game. Not as much though. I'm a fairly significant sweater.
Okay.
So I don't like to lose too much liquid going into a game.
Right.
So it's honestly probably just more your usuals. Drink plenty of water, eat some good food, try and get some good rest.
Yep.
Try and just relax as much as you possibly can going into a pretty intense situation.
Yeah, good. Nice.
Probably a bit more routine-based than Jacob, I would say. Always like to get sushi on Swan Street on the way to the G.
Okay.
There's a nice little sushi spot there, so get a few tuna avo rolls, which sets me up, bit of energy. Get my ankles taped, get a nice little massage from some of the therapists at the club, and then roll out for warm-ups and stuff. Do a little bit of meditation and visualisation as well with a few of the boys. That's been growing legs at the club.
Good.
Try and avoid Hopper because he gets really sweaty.
Yeah, right. keep away from the sweaty bloke in the corner. I get it. Tell me then, in relation to those answers, Rain has predicted, what sort of changes do you make mentally? Are you Like a wet weather kind of guy? Do you like the rain when it does, or if it's on the cards, or do you like dry game football?
I don't think it changed. It obviously does change a little bit in how we sort of want to play. It probably becomes more of a territory game.
Yeah.
Tim and I aren't the probably quickest of operators, so I don't mind how the rain can sometimes slow some of those speedy operators down a little bit.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, other than that, it's sort of, I think it's something that's discussed for sure, but it's probably, like we've had a couple of really hot games this year.
Yeah.
So in terms of that mentality stuff, that's probably been something that's more been discussed around that. But yeah, no, I think it's definitely a play, but something that we don't really sort of consider too much as we prepare for the game in terms of, it's not like we're sort of wetting the footies and gripping a wet footy, even though some might.
Yeah.
Tim might.
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm sitting at home on the couch and I'm watching the game, and the commentators read out your stats. Have you ever been watching a replay of the game and gone, that sounds pretty cool? Your stats.
No, not really. No, I actually haven't. I don't really watch a lot of footy, to be honest, especially our games. Yeah. No, I like to kind of switch off when I get home. Yeah.
Okay, a bit like that question.
If I am watching the TV, I'll definitely mute it, because especially if Rewalt's commentating, he's pretty useless. So he's a shocking commentator.
I'll go along with that. All right. I'm going to keep moving before we all get in trouble here. I like that. You've done a couple of classy spins, a couple of fancy dance moves. I speak mainly of you, both of you here. An inside-out handball in a tight space, and then you get the ball back and you hit a target lace out. How's your confidence level at this point?
It's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Jacob's definitely more of the spin move type, but I mean, we're working on our skills every week and trying to get better, so I'd say I'm feeling pretty good.
I asked that question because when I watch it and I see that happen, I go, oh mate, your confidence you've got to be on fire today. Like, when sometimes your confidence levels are just up that high. You do a couple of little dance moves, you spin out of a balk and doing it in and under, and the ball gets out. You get it back and then you hit some guy lace out. You're just like, hey, how good was that? Is there a moment where your confidence is that good?
Oh, there's no doubt there's some momentum at play, I think, for sure. Whether that's on an individual level or even like, I'll probably think of our sort of third quarter against the Suns, where we would really just had it going, had a mountain of points put on the board, and it feels good, obviously, and you sort of want to keep cashing in, but it's unrealistic to sort of think that's going to maintain. But then opposite to that, it's like, how can we sort of stop the bleeding when it's not going our way? How can we get it back on track?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. You're walking up the race, about to come out into the ground. What are you saying to each other?
Love you.
Oh, it's a lot of weird shit, to be honest.
Give us some insight.
Nank's pumping up the boys in a really kind of direct manner. I'm just going through players. Seth Campbell's barking like a dog. Jacob's sweating already. Everyone's doing weird shit, to be honest. Everyone does their own thing. Some
That's
guys,
what I like, though. That's
some
what
guys
it's all
are
about.
real serious and won't say much. Other guys will just scream and try and hype themselves up. And Seth is always doing weird shit, though.
What do you...
There you go.
What are you noticing, Jacob?
Yeah, similar stuff. I think you're sort of trying to engage with everyone, and everyone's so different, which I think is like a great thing about footy.
Yeah.
Everyone's anxious. Everyone's sort of shitting themselves.
Yep.
You can sort of see it. It's just some are better at hiding it, I think, as well. Tim gives nothing. I try and always get some love off Tim, but he's just pretending to be like in the zone and super focused. Shorty doesn't shut up, and that can be annoying. Who else have we got? We got plenty of really good characters at the footy club.
Yep.
Plenty of unique individuals, as I'm sure you're all aware. Sometimes Nank's trying to get blood out of a stone with Nank, because he's a fierce competitor. Sometimes that'll come out on your teammate. But no, honestly, it's a great group. Love playing with everyone. I've played a lot of footy with Tim now, so it's that's probably pretty comfortable to look over and see him in the same Guernsey as me, and we're ready to sort of do it again.
Yeah, beautiful. Look, again, I ask that because I see it and I just think, I bet you the fans are sitting there and go, I wonder what he just said to him. I wonder what he said to him. And it's also fascinating when you see all that camaraderie going on. There's a lot of smiles and So anyway, that's where that was going. I just wanted to get some insight.
Hugo's probably talking about basketball. He loves his basketball, Hugo. So if you're wondering what he's saying, he's probably just... Honestly, he could be talking about the roof. He could be talking about...
Last game, I think in the second quarter, he told me, I forgot to give my parents the tickets to the change rooms. I said, shut the fuck up, we're playing a game. So yeah, his head can go all over the shop, Hugo.
Oh, we love him for it.
Yeah, he's great. We love Hugo.
That's why I ask. That's brilliant. Yeah, very nice. Hey, it's a cold winter's night and you're chilling at home. Your partner comes out of the kitchen. She says, hey, listen, we're out of milk. Can you go and grab some? Are you thinking, oh, yeah, okay, oh, cool, I could do that. No, as long as nobody sees me because I'm not dressing up for this. Is there a situation of that?
I'm usually in a dressing gown and slippers.
So you're not going anywhere?
Probably DoorDash it or some shit. Yeah,
DoorDash, Uber Eats. Yeah, very common answer. Okay,
Hopper
thank
definitely
you.
doesn't leave the house.
No.
Yeah.
It would never happen in my household because I've got everything organised. My partner never complains
has
about
everything
it.
organised.
Bit of OCD or
Yeah,
just...
it just never happens because I'm just on the ball like that.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. Well said. All right. How much is the phrase, hey, you've made a mistake, get on with it, assisted you in your everyday life away from football? How much is the phrase, hey, mate, come on, you made a mistake, get on with it, how has that assisted you in your everyday life away from football?
You make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. Yes.
But he's methodical and he's got backup plans, so that's good.
Oh, that's why I can answer.
To some degree. Yeah, like that sort of messaging in some variation or form. I don't know. Some mistakes can be harder to move on from, but I think we're all sort of can be pretty average at sort of expressing how we feel at times. I think, especially in an environment where we're a group of men all together who think God knows what at certain times. But Shane McCurry at the club, he's our sort of leadership. He's great at sort of helping us come out of ourselves and be vulnerable in certain areas, whether that's off the field or on the field. Ben Rutten is doing our sort of leading the charge with our mental stuff, and he's been unreal as like an ex-player, ex-coach. So he's a great resource to pull from. So I think you can't do it alone when you make mistakes as well. I can ring Tim. He won't answer, but I'll try.
You're a hard man to get to, man.
Yeah, he's hard. He's busy. He's just a popular man, Tim.
Yeah. Okay, tell me
King
about
of
this.
Melbourne.
We see shots of the coach going off in the box. In your opinion, what do you think frustrates the coach the most?
I think Ooze is pretty calm more often than not. I don't think he's a real hothead. I did speak to Dion the other week, who's obviously been doing a bit of coaching for us through his injury and has been up in the coach's box. And I think it was against Freo maybe when Ooze was giving us a fair spray in the box, but just little mistakes that you make, fundamental mistakes, which, as you know, it happens, as you said, as part of the game. Yep. And I think coaches quickly realise that, it's just part of the game, and then they might let it out and then they'll just calm themselves down and realise it's just part of the game, because it is very easy to watch from up there and say what players should be doing or shouldn't be doing. Yeah. But obviously the coaches who have all played footy before understand that, players are going to make mistakes, so... just part of the game. But Ooze overall is pretty calm and he's good at communicating his messages. He's not a massive hothead. Yep. Although this year I feel like he has had a few stern words to us when required and has kind of pulled us in line, which I've found really enjoyable to respond to that. Yeah,
nice. You get to play 200 games, you've won 2 BNFs and a premiership. How are you assessing your career? Better than you ever could have imagined?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah? Not bad?
Yeah, if that comes true, I'll be fucking wrapped, to be honest.
Yeah, good. Jacob?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I don't know, it's sort of you sort of, as a footballer, I think it's easy to sort of get, I suppose, caught up on that stuff. But I think, and you have great discussions around it about as good as we can be as a group. I think that stuff sort of follows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that stuff's obviously nice, and everyone would be lying if they said they didn't want it. But the more success we can generate as a group, I think the more success individuals will have. Yeah,
great.
for sure.
He's a very deep thinker.
I like it.
Notice.
He's taken me in places I never thought I'd go. It's great.
Well,
Your opponent takes a mark, and in your mind, he moves off the line. You tackle him, and he gets awarded with a 50-metre penalty. What's your first thought or reaction?
Clock the umpire.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It's hard to, obviously umpiring is very difficult. So there's plenty of mistakes. You just got to grit your teeth and move on. As hard as it is.
Cool. Play a little bit of theatre with me, boys. 60-metre torpedo gets kicked out from full back and hits the player loose and unchecked in the centre of the square. He runs on, makes one bounce, and then hits the full forward, lace out. The full forward goes back, slots it in. How pumped are you either watching or being involved in that passage of play?
As in, that's our team that's done, like we've done that? Yeah, I'd be wrapped.
That's all I wanted to know.
If that was against us,
that's no good.
Yeah, I'd be spraying one of the backs because it'd be their fault. So probably Brody or Tigger trying to drop off, take out Specky, and one of those two. For sure.
Good, very nice. Did you want to add to that?
I'm happy with that answer.
You're lining up for your first goal in AFL football, the pressure of everyone watching. You've got family and friends who've flown in from interstate. Everyone's there. They're all in attendance. Can you remember what was running through your head at that particular time?
Yeah, first goal.
Yeah.
I think my first goal took a while. I think it took me 7 or 8 games.
Oh, okay.
All I can remember, though, is after the game, watching it on repeat. Yeah, on my phone for like hours. I was in the bath, I think, after a night game in Melbourne, and I was just watching it on my phone, which is pretty weird. But
that's
what was
awesome.
It? Can you talk?
Yeah,
us through
I can
it?
actually remember it. We were playing St Kilda at Etihad, with Marvel, whatever it's called. Devon Smith handballed me the ball, went over my head, and then I did a spin move back onto my right and snapped it. Yeah, it's cool.
That's theatre, see? Beautiful. There you go, very nice. Jacob, I refer the same question over to you.
Yeah, my first goal was on my left leg, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I can kick on both, so...
You just wanted to throw that in there, didn't you?
Yeah, baby!
Very nice.
I think I actually gave Jimmy Trezise his first goal on the weekend, so that was just a good
beautiful.
little side note in there.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, good. I like it. Yeah, very nice. The crowd is cheering and booing you at the same time. The atmosphere is like something you've never experienced. How are you feeling? It sounds strange now as I ask you this question, but during the game, what would your response be? You get the ball every time you go near it, everyone's hey, woo, it's like your head's all over the shop. How are you feeling?
Well, I hope I'm getting cheered by the Richmond fans.
Yeah.
I'm sure I wouldn't. Yeah. Just having like a loud crowd's pretty good, to be honest.
Good.
Okay. We obviously didn't experience a lot of that in
Yes.
our previous lives.
Yep.
But being at this great club, we get to experience that pretty much every week. So it's pretty special, yeah.
Have you ever thought that people that see you and run into you just innocuously, they walk up to you and they basically just want to congratulate you because they admire you so much?
I think it's a very humbling experience at times. I don't think any of us take it for granted. The sort of, yes, it's hard and it's a grind, but the unique sort of position that we're in and playing for a great club that we are, I think it's just, honestly, it's a privilege to sort of be in the position that we are and be able to put on the Guernsey that we put on each week. So, we love it. We love our fans.
Yeah.
And it's not the reason why we do it.
No.
But, we love the honour and the privilege of being a Tiger.
Yeah, good. How similar are lead singers and full forwards? Who's got the biggest ego in your opinion? A lead singer or a full forward?
Lynchy's a pretty humble guy.
Do we have any singers at the club?
Brownie.
Oh yeah, Tom Brown likes to get up on stage and have a sing.
Yep.
Sammy Lawler, they'll
Thinks he
use his
can.
own voice as well, but I wouldn't say he's very good.
Interesting.
Yeah, lead singer for me, for sure.
All right. And your answer?
Yeah, leads. Although, Sammy Layla, he'll probably, we'll have to probably hit him down a couple of pegs in the near future, I think. He thinks he can do it all, the big fella, and he thinks he can sing. He thinks he's a bit of a country singer, I think, would be his sort of genre.
All right.
So I'd probably say, singer, but Sammy Lawler, I don't know, you might question that as being a bit of both.
Okay, all right. I don't want to blow this out of proportion, but when you're walking towards the boundary line and you're about to hand over a footy to a young kid, are you aware of how much of an impact that you're about to make on some kid's life?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the best things we do as footy players. Not just handing footies over to kids on the boundary, but we get a lot of opportunities to do help families or help kids or whoever it is. I mean, we've had a bunch of kids come watch us train the last couple of weeks. Some who have, had really tough, short lives, and it makes you quite emotional just seeing their families and talking to their parents and their experiences in their short few years on this planet. So just to give them a smile for the day or for a game, whatever it is, it's a great reminder of how important we are for people. In terms of giving joy and being role models for them. So, yeah, we're really lucky that Richmond do that really well, and they're always inviting and including a lot of people to get involved in the club and watch us train or give out water or whatever it is. So, yeah, it's really special.
Yeah, well said, mate. Football can be compared to a marathon runner. It's a long season and it takes time to get back into form. Basically, you find a steady rhythm around rounds 5 or 6 is typically when teams tend to find their stride. Some runners may start well but encounter injuries or lose stamina. What are your thoughts on this analogy? I'm talking about you come back from pre-season and it takes a little while for you to get back into the rhythm of playing AFL football again. I think somewhere around rounds 5 or 6 and then you start to see, teams either develop. And compared to, like a marathon runner, you either keep going because you've got momentum or, you struggle because of stamina. What do you think of that as an analogy?
Yeah, it's a good one. I don't know. I think there's always a variety of contributing factors, I'd say, whether you've probably gone on a deep run and you've maybe started your pre-season a little bit later, and it might just take you a little bit more time to sort of get going, get in the rhythm of like playing games of footy again. Injuries are also I think that's the most tough thing to accept with our game is that you do need a bit of luck, and last year I reckon we felt that, like we just couldn't sort of catch a break at times. So yeah, I think there's a variety of different things that go into it, but yeah, I think it does take a while for the dust to settle on the season and for it to sort of, water always sort of finds its level at some point as well, and I think you sort of find out who are the really good teams and who are the teams that aren't sort of moving in the direction that they maybe were or are growing. Like there's plenty of stories where you've started out really poorly and finished really strongly and gone on a deep run. I think everyone sort of has periods of the season where you struggle a little bit and then re-find yourself. There's a whole heap of contributing stuff that goes on.
Bloody brilliant. I wrote all these questions for you this week.
Yeah.
I just didn't know you were going to be this in depth, but it's
you're
bloody
welcome.
awesome. Well done.
Here all night.
Yeah. Describe the experience of walking back down the race after a close win. You put in maximum effort, everyone played to their strengths, and you walk off together. You achieve victory and then proceed into the rooms to sing the song as a group. Forming a circle, arm in arm, reflect on the nature of that emotion. The energy levels are palpable. Just reflect on that for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a roller coaster, this job. I think back to winning round 1 was like one of the best experiences ever. You're on the highest of highs for a bit of time. You check your phone after the game and you got 100 people messaging you, and then 6 days later you play Port Adelaide and lose by 80 points and you're back down, get a reality check and you're back down feeling like shit. So not even your mum's message you after that game. But No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's kind of up and down, especially I guess for a young team that's growing. It's a bit of a roller coaster, and like Jacob said before, it's a marathon of a season. So the players and teams that can kind of, as I said before, detach from results and focus on the process, they can kind of have a more smooth run and grow throughout the whole year. But winning's it's unreal and losing sucks. But yeah, you got to try and bridge that gap and make them a bit closer together, so you're not riding this crazy roller coaster for 6 months and cooking yourself.
Yeah, good on you, mate. I like that. Momentum, fortune and energy are all powerful external attributes. So how cool is it when all three are working in your favour? Because football can be really like that. Momentum, fortune and energy.
Yeah, I think momentum's a massive one in the game at the minute. I think you're sort of seeing teams score really quickly, have really good quarters, and then I feel like this year more than ever, it feels like teams are always a chance because teams can score really quickly and you can dominate a quarter and then be bashed around in a quarter, which as a spectator I feel like can be frustrating at times because you're probably thinking, what's going on? We were just so dominant and now we look like we can't even get near it. But yeah, all those things are at play. Momentum, a bit of luck. It's a funny shaped ball. It bounces in a weird way sometimes. It might start raining. You might cop an injury. You might be a bit low on rotations. Whatever the case may be. You might be playing in really hot conditions where a team's more used to doing that than say we are at times or whatever. All things are at play at why there's such sort of big highs and low lows in the game.
Brilliant. In your mind, perceived pressure, scoreboard pressure and crowd impact, which plays a more pivotal role?
I think perceived pressure, mate, out on the ground is pretty big. Pressure's a really important rating, and we were actually talking about it today at the club. The 2 games we have won this year, our pressure was really high, and the other games was not as high. So it's a really important stat in the game and has been for the last few years. And I think this club won a few premierships on the back of really high pressure. So that's what we did to Carlton in round 1. To be honest, they fumbled a lot of balls, they dropped a lot of marks, and it wasn't because they didn't have the skills, but it was perceived pressure. So. I think that's probably the biggest one in today's game.
How interesting is that? Okay. Look, I want to just chat seriously now with you. What's best, crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Smooth for me.
Smooth?
Yep.
Ditto.
Smooth. Where do you keep tomato sauce, in the fridge or the cupboard?
Fridge.
Fridge, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. Vegemite, is that in the fridge or the cupboard?
Cupboard job.
Cupboard,
okay. Are you a pyjamas, boxers or birthday suit kind of guy when it comes to bedtime?
Tim's always birthday suit. He's always
with the dressing gown on top, though.
Yeah. Boxers sort of
Boxers,
guy.
okay, all right. Do you prefer the aisle or a window seat on the plane?
Aisle.
Window on a long one.
Yeah.
Because you can rest your head up against the wall.
Okay. And
then aisle for a short one.
Okay, all right, makes sense.
Don't mind.
I don't know.
Do you sit in the front or the rear of the bus?
Jacob's a loser, so he's
I'm
at the front.
backseat bandit.
Backseat bandit, and what was your answer?
Jacob's up the front reading his book.
I see.
I can read, unlike Tim, so...
Well done, mate.
And your last question out of this whole segment, which you'll be pleased to know, your favourite month of the year and why?
Good question. I think there's a variety of different factors that are at play here.
Yes.
Well, if we're playing finals, that's always a good
Yeah.
month of the year to be in finals. Sometimes, off season's a great time of the year as well, where you can go travelling and explore different things.
Yeah.
My birthday's in Feb, so... But then
Okay.
Christmas,
Decisions.
probably December. I'll go
Okay.
with Christmas. Yeah,
Nice, mate.
love a bit of Christmas.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, I think this...
Hard one to finish up on, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, December or January.
Okay.
A lot of good fun things happen at that time.
They
of
do,
year,
don't
so,
they? Yeah, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the boys. Well done, guys.
That's good for footy.
All right. So we'll start with your first question. As I said, as soon as you think you know the answer, buzz in. All right, here we go. Here's your first question. Who is your team's captain?
Tony.
Tony.
Nankervis.
Toby Nankervis, correct. You're off the mark. Get ready, Olivia. Keep that microphone nice and close to your chin. 2 rules. Keep the microphone up here, and if he buzzes in, whoever buzzes in and gets it wrong, you can steal the points, okay? Number 2. Who wears the number 5 at your club? Tony.
Shorty.
No. Olivia. Who wears the number...
Jack Ross.
That's correct. All right. Well done. Now, how many premierships has your club won? Tony.
13.
13 is correct. Got to be nice and quick, Olivia. Tony's done this before, I think. How many times has your team played in a losing grand final?
Just guess. Tony, I'll say 13. I'm just going to guess.
That's very close. Olivia?
11. 12.
12. Bad luck. Can't give it to you. Bad luck. All right. Closest to within 1,000, how many members does your club currently have?
Olivia. 88,000.
Wow, 88,124. Well done. You got the points. Good girl. Where did your team finish on the ladder at the end of the home and away season last year?
Olivia.
18th. 18th is correct. Well done. Look at this. She's coming back with a vengeance. Jacob's number on his jumper versus number 3. Dion Prestia. All right. How many games did your team win last year at the end of the home and away season? Tony. 2. 2 is correct. Well done, mate. Jacob was getting quite bored then. He's happy to be back in contention. What year did your team last win a grand final? Tony.
2020.
Yes. And who did they play?
They played, was it Geelong?
Yes. Yeah, well done. You don't get an extra point for that, though. That was just, it was all meant to be part of the one question. How many points did you win that grand final by? Have a guess.
Olivia.
What do you
30
think?
point? I don't know.
No. Tony.
32.
31. So close. You've both gone either side. That's brilliant. No, you won't get any points, I'll tell you. Okay. Here we go. 2 points. This is for 2 points. What year and who was the last Richmond player to win the Norm Smith medal?
Tony.
Olivia.
Oh. Tony? Tony?
It was Dustin Martin.
Yes. And the year?
2020.
Spot on, mate. 2 points you get. Brilliant. Here's another 2-point question. Who was your club's leading goal kicker in 2024 and how many goals did they kick?
Tony, I know it was Lynchy.
Do you?
Is it? Was it Lynchy?
Is that who you're saying?
Oh, no, he didn't play. He was injured.
Who do you think, Olivia?
Who else here?
There's a hint.
Shea Bolton.
Yes, Shea Bolton it is. And how many goals? Have a guess.
42.
No. Olivia.
30.
Close, 34. Okay, but you get 1 point. Well done. This is for 3 points. 3 points, all right? We're getting serious now. This is for player, year and votes. Who was the last Richmond player to win a Brownlow medal? What year and how many votes did they poll? Olivia.
Dusty.
Yes, keep going. What year?
2017. 2017.
Yes, that's correct. That's 2 points. And how many votes? Going for a clean sweep.
36.
Yeah, all right, you got it. Well done, you got 3 points. Let's have a score check. What'll be 7 versus 6? Wow, you're not going bad, Olivia, and Tim, you're going all right down there as well. Wow, hey. Very good. I've got 2 more questions for you, all right? These 2 questions are multiple choice. So wait until I read out the entirety of the question before you buzz in. Let's see how you go. It's very close, 7 versus 6. Olivia, you might be going out for dinner with Tim if you win. All right. That's him. Okay. Out of these 3 players, who has kicked the most goals in the history of the Richmond Football Club? Is it A, Michael Roach? Is it B, Kevin Bartlett? Or is it C, Jack Rewalt?
Tony. Jack Rewalt.
Yeah, very good. That's correct. Yes, it is. It is Jack Rewalt. 785 goals. Last question. All right. 7-all. We've got to get a winner. There we go. Which Richmond player has played the most games in the history of the club?
Tony.
Is it A, Jack Dyer, B, Francis Burke, or C, Jack Rewalt?
Tony, Jack Dyer.
You'd be wrong. Olivia, this is your chance to win.
Although,
You want me to read it again?
yeah.
Okay. Which Richmond player has played the most games in the history of the club out of these three players? Jack Dyer, Francis Burke, or Jack Rewalt?
Jack Rewalt.
Jack Rewalt.
Jack Rewalt would be correct. Wow, well done. 347. You are our winner, and you do no more than you. Well done. You've won. Congratulations. That was brilliant. Look at that. Tim's blown away. Tony, you don't go home empty-handed. Look at this. Mate, that's good for footy, little junior football. You can't get better than that. And Olivia, you've won a $100 voucher courtesy of our friends at Hamper World. That's it there, okay? So all you've got to do is go to their store, which is located at 372 Moreland Road in Brunswick, and collect a $100 voucher of a hamper, which is all for you. And very handy because it's coming up for Mum. So you might want to get something for Mum's Day, or just get something for you. Doesn't matter, it's your prize. Well done. Thank you, guys.
That's good for
Good on you, guys.
That's good for footy.
All right, so what's going to happen, you're going to have 45 seconds on the clock, mate. I'm going to read out jumper numbers of the current list at the Richmond Football Club. You have got to give me their Christian name and their surname to each jumper allocation. If you don't know, just simply pass and I'll move on to the next one. 45 seconds on the clock. Lucas is going to keep score for you, Tim, because you're going first. Your time will start with your first one as soon as I flip the page over. Here we go. Are you ready to go, mate? He says, shit, no. All right. Let's see how you go, mate. 45 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. Number 33.
Cam McIntosh.
Yes, correct. Number 1.
Nick Voston.
Correct. Number 30.
Tom Brown.
Tom Brown, correct. Number 42.
McKelty Lafau.
No, Tyler Sonsi. No, sorry, it is McKelty Lafau, excuse me. Number 2.
Jacob Hopper.
Yes, well done. Who would be number 43?
Tyler Sonsi. No?
Jacob Bauer.
Jacob Bauer.
All right. Who's number 3?
Dion Prestia.
Yes, got it. Number 25.
Toby Nankervis.
Yes, number 5.
Jack Ross.
Yes, number 12. I'll give it to you.
Ben Miller.
All right,
That's
okay,
my
got it. What do you finish up with, Lucas? 8. Wow. Going to be interesting when you turn up to training. All right, but now at least you know how it works, Jacob, so you've got the advantage. So you're going to be playing 45 seconds on the clock. Mel's laughing already. Your time will start with your first one, and let's see how you go, mate. Here it comes. Number 19.
Tom Lynch.
Correct. Number 14.
Tim Taranto.
Correct. Number 21.
Noel Bolter.
Correct. Number 15.
Jaden Short.
Correct. Number 17.
Morris Rioli.
Correct. Number 27.
Thompson Dow.
Correct. Number 22.
Sam Lloyd. Layla.
Yes, correct. Number 32.
Samson Ryan.
Correct. Number 18.
Josh Gibkiss.
Correct. Number 34. Pass.
Yeah.
Harry Armstrong. Number
I knew
35.
Nathan Broad.
Correct. Number 20.
Jacob Kaczynski.
Correct. Number 41.
Sam Banks.
Correct. Number 45. That'll do. Finished up with a total score of 13. Mate, well done. Not bad. I know that one. Hey, Lucas, no one's fault. Tim's just, you've got a little football to take with you as a memento. Mel, not bad. He's all right. He got 13 for you. And you've got a $100 voucher as well. So you can head off to Hamper World and grab yourself a nice Mother's Day hamper for you. All right, so well done. Thanks to both of you. Well done, guys.
That's good for footy.
Congratulations, guys. The winner just received a $100 gift certificate from Hamper World. Hamper World have hundreds of hampers available for every occasion. Head down to their showroom, which is located at 372 Moreland Road in Brunswick, to choose something special for that. Someone special. That's you, Mel. That's very special. Thanks, Hamper World. Absolutely beautiful. Hey, you guys, smaller in nature, but wonderful crowd. Thank you very much. Thanks for everyone participating in tonight, at whatever level, whether it was your photos, your autographs, your bidding on the auction items, or your raffle purchases. It was wonderful. Everyone's looking like they're taking something home, whether it's a full stomach, a laugh, or a story to tell. So that's what we like to do at That's Good for Footy. Moving along to that, Jacob, thank you, mate. Thanks for being available.
Thank you.
Great
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you
us. Great to see you all again. Hopefully we'll see you at the game this weekend. Hopefully we can get a win.
Yeah, how good would that be?
Yeah.
Very nice.
That will be a shoo-in.
Yes.
Very nice. And Tim, I know I've had you on the show. This is your second time appearance.
Yep.
I think your second or third time as well. Thank you to both for not only being available, but wanting to come along and be part of this tonight. Say anything to the fans that you'd like to say?
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting us always. Stick fat with us. We're going to keep growing and keep getting better. And we appreciate all you guys do for us.
Good on you, mate. Stick fat, everyone. Stick fat. If you'd like to be part of the live audience at any of the shows that we do, you've got to get your tickets through that'sgoodfooty.com.au /tickets, because it's always better live, okay? Don't you think so? Yeah. The ones that don't, well, that doesn't matter. Our next show is on May the 21st. Guess where it is? It's here. We're back at the Italian Sports Club in Werribee. We're going to be hosting, you're going to love this, it's going to be a Carlton show. Yeah. With Adam Chera and George Hewitt, all right? And then on, Sandy, stop saying that in my ear. Then on May the 28th, we're heading to the Frankston RSL. You're going to love this one as well. It's for a Hawthorn show, okay? Yeah, I know you'll all be there. With Jai Newcomb and James Warple. So remember, when you're purchasing your tickets, you can only get them through the website. Click on the links through the That's Good Footy Facebook page. Just wanted to say thanks to Sam and thanks to the gorgeous Sandy. Lovely Sandy. Huh? Thank you very much, all of you. Great to have you here. Yeah, you are terrific. I'd like you now just to please put your hands together for Jacob Hopper and Tim Taranto.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have them here. Great ambassadors of the Richmond Football Club. Trust me, when Richmond are going places, you want those two boys on board. As I said, 26 and 28 disposals on the weekend. You're leading from the front, guys. Keep doing more of the same, and I wish you all the best for 2025 and whatever is in store for you. All I wanted to say now is my name's Damien. Thank you for attending That's Good Footy panel shows. We hope to see you again real soon. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Cheers.
This is what you pray for. Every night and every day for you give it all, and you get more. That's good for footy. Oh, you give it more. That's good for footy. That's good for footy.